So, what's it like to get a radiator replaced on a big truck? Truck Stop Discourteous Nasty Ass-Wagons. Load updates, Rusty, and more on this episode of
the Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and fuzzy studio audience. You know him, you love him. Joe can't live without him. It's Rusty, the world-famous Meatball Dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, well, if you watched my last video, I was talking all about a couple things. How I had what I thought was a minor coolant leak, and no, it turned out to be the entire radiator had failed. And also the health issues where I only got the 3-month health card. So first off, let's dive into, it's been a few days and I finally got to it tonight. So let's show you what it's really like to get a radiator changed in a big truck. It's not a simple job, it's a big ordeal. Okay, so here they are. They're bringing the forklift over. They're pulling, they've already disconnected all the hoses and everything. They're getting this in place so they can lift the old one out. And not an easy process. Takes a couple of people at least. And they got to make sure they're not scraping anything, hitting anything. And you can see they're lifting it up out of place. And most of the other stuff's still attached to the old radiator. You can see the fan's still in there, the shroud's still in there. They got the engine mount part still on there. The only thing you can see that they haven't disconnected is right there. It's the AC condenser. They were able to pull the lines and flip that on top of the engine so they didn't have to disconnect those, which meant it would have meant refilling the AC stuff. So in the process, they're getting everything else out. And then once they get that on the ground, then they're going to be able to disconnect everything else that's attached to the radiator, and they'll be able to put it on the new radiator. That's the easier way to do this one, at least for a Cascadia. There's the new one, you can see right there. There's the fan. They've already taken a lot of stuff off the old one. And these guys are holding the old one, make sure it doesn't fall over. So they're in the process of transferring everything onto the new one. There's what it looks like without a radiator in place in front of the engine. The fan's gone. You can see hoses going nowhere. So kind of an interesting sight to see right there. Don't get to see that one every day. So they're back to moving over the charge air cooler and the little shroud that goes around that for the engine compartment when it closes. Putting that on, you can see the old radiator to the right as they're doing everything to the new radiator on the left there. And like I say, now they're putting on the shroud around the fan housing, or the fan housing shroud, however you want to refer to it. They have to put everything back on now to the new radiator before they lift it back into place, because it's too hard to do it outside of that. There's the old radiator. You can see, yeah, that might be the original, it might be the second one. It's kind of hard to tell. You can see him working on the new one. They've got everything now transferred from the old radiator to the new one, and now they're lifting that back up. You can see the charge air cooler is back on the front there, in front of the actual radiator itself. That's what cools the air between your intake and your turbo. Alright, so now they're lifting the whole thing back into place. Brand new radiator with all the other stuff now reconnected. And again, the AC condenser right there on top of the engine. As they're reaching in to get everything ready to go, they're pulling it across. And yeah, looking pretty good. There we go. Speed it up a little bit. But craning it down, making sure they don't do anything wrong. And now they got to put the reservoir back on for the coolant. And that attaches on top of the whole outside of the frame once everything's in place. Now they're filling it back up. They've reconnected all the hoses. And it's almost time for the pressure test. Now it's different with different types of trucks. Now on these Cascadias, you can see everything is kind of bolted onto this whole frame that holds the radiator. And they told me at one point, oh, it was going to cost a lot more. And I'm like, yeah, come on, what's going on? Well, because they said, oh, well, we have to rebuild the rails, the radiators in. No, the new radiator came with those, because I got the OEM radiator from Freightliner. I was hoping to save about $1,100 on the job over the Freightliner doing it. I only saved probably about $500-600, but still, savings is savings. What do you think? At least on these Freightliner Cascadias, everything's bolted to them. The charge air cooler, your AC condenser, the frame that that holds it onto the engine mount, and all that. The fan shroud, the fan and everything. Like I showed in the video there. Yeah, it's all bolted to it. So it's easier just to, get everything disconnected, take the whole thing out, and then put the whole new one, and reattach everything to it, then put the whole one back in. Then you got to reconnect all the hoses and check for leaks, and they got to do the pressure test again. They found a couple, had to change out one hose clamp, had to just kind of tighten some other things. And of course, whenever you have a job like that done, anytime I've ever had anything done hose-wise, radiator-wise, I mean, this is my 4th truck that I've owned. And radiators, for some reason, only tend to last 200, 300, 400,000 miles at best. A lot of it's because they're made of aluminum, and the tops and bottoms are made of plastic. They're not like the old radiators, you know what I'm saying? And 90% of the time, it's that the plastic portion attached to the aluminum is where they fail, at least in every radiator I've ever had to replace. But like I say, there's so many things you got to reconnect. When you drain the entire system and refill the entire system, it's always going to take a couple of days to kind of burp it, to get the extra air out of it. So I knew I still had at least a couple gallons of coolant with me, and so I've been checking every time I fueled to see how the radiator's doing in the level. I've had to top it off only once so far. I might have to add just a little bit more probably in the next few days, but that's to be expected whenever you have a radiator replaced. Yeah, big job. And but the TA there in Evansville, which is the Casper area essentially, did a good job. That's the Hat 6 truck travel plaza. It's not a TA, but they built a brand new TA shop there within the last, I think, 2 years. It's a pretty new shop. So you see they had about everything they needed except for an overhead crane, but they made do with a forklift. So anyway, got done there Tuesday night, late Tuesday night. I put on PC, drove around town a little bit just to kind of let it, get full pressure and all that. And so I was able to pull a 34 there, and I was able to keep my load, my Black Hills Lignite load. I was able to pick that up on Wednesday and deliver on Friday. So we went ahead and did that. Yep, so you can see we picked over there at the Green Flag in Glen Rock, Wyoming. Drove back across through Douglas, up through Hot Springs, across South Dakota, into Minnesota, up through Minneapolis, and we delivered there at the Checkered Flag in Rothschild, Wisconsin. And so then on, was it Wednesday or Thursday? Wednesday, I tried to book a couple of loads, and they kept falling through. And then I think it was Thursday, I did finally find another load that I booked, picking up in Wisconsin Rapids, just about 47 miles south of where I was delivering in Rothschild, Wisconsin. And so I picked that up later in the afternoon on Friday, and we're heading back, towards Wyoming, but this one's going to Akron, Colorado. So here's the route I'm on now, the Green Flag where I started at Beauregard, USA in Rothschild, Wisconsin. That first orange flag, that's where I picked up in Wisconsin Rapids. Stayed at the Quick Trip in Tomah, and then drove down here. You can see where I am in Greenwood, Nebraska, right there where the triangle is. And we deliver there at the Checkered Flag in Akron, Colorado, Monday morning at 9. So here it is, Saturday night. My watch is telling me it's low. So what is this? Saturday night, SATURDAY. Night. This is the 25th. So we deliver on Monday the 27th, 9 a.m. in Akron, Colorado. I haven't heard whether there's going to be lignite again or not. There's a couple other options I've called on, so we'll just see. And after I picked up my load in Wisconsin Rapids, just rolled over there to the Quick Trip, K-Wick Trip in Tomah, Wisconsin, and parked for the night Friday night, and taking Rusty out and got some leftovers from a lazy trucker. I was just taking Rusty out and going, back to the grass where, hopefully he can do his doggy business. And as we get over here, guess what we run into? Let me show you just what I walked right past here. There's the front of my truck. What is this? Oh, I think it's called a trash can. How about that? You got me in front of this giant mountain of snow. Yeah, I'm in Wisconsin. So, but look back here. As I'm taking the dog out. Well, at least they wrapped up their trash. But trash can. How frickin' lazy you gotta be. So, yes, I will pick up what is, I'm sure now, frozen mesh. And Bring it to the trash can. Oh, that was so hard. Oh, I can't do it. Like I say, at least he wrapped it off and tied the bag off. But you know, it's right there. The trash can's right there. Anyway, okay, so that's about it. Yeah, don't have anything else booked for Monday. We deliver to, Monday morning at 9 a.m. and we'll see what happens from there. Oh, and after I picked up the load on Wednesday, there wasn't really any predicted snow or anything, but look at these pictures. Yeah, this is what I was on Highway 18 right here in Wyoming, and then I can't remember where this one was after that, but yeah, it looked like whiteout conditions, and it wasn't snowing, it was just the wind blowing the snow that had fallen the previous few days across the road and maybe making it icy. Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. Yeah, we finally got around to showing you the video where they changed the radiator out. Sorry it took me so many days, but a little bit busy and a little tired after all with everything going on. So, but finally got to it for you. As always, please subscribe, please like and comment and share and thumbs up and ring the bell for notification and all that jazz, you know, when the new videos come out. Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter X, Clutch Trucker 5 on TikTok, and as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. So, what a problem is the? What is the problem? Gosh, that drives me crazy. Where are you going? Aren't you ready for your begging strip? Ready for the begging strip? You seem kind of excited. Oh, there you go. All right, Rusty. It's over here, buddy. You don't have it yet. There you go. Oh yes. Munch, munch, munch. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Happy dog with his begging strip bounty. And why? Because sing it with me. Because he's a begging strip dog. He's a begging strip dog. Sometimes he eats too fast and he starts to cough. He's a begging strip dog. Alright, did you get it all, buddy? We need that post begging strip happy dog look. You all done? Rusty! Hello? Oh, still chewing. Did you get all the pieces? I see another one right down there. Oh, you got it. Okay. Happy dog look, Rusty.